Welcome in to Sport Talk with Dwat, show number 27. I got my buddy back on the show, Casper. What is going on, Casper?
Getting a phone call right now. Just hanging out, having a great time down here in the garage, trying not to freeze because it is cold, son. It's cold.
I hear you on that is a chilly 31 degrees down here in Chattanooga. Well, that being said, we're going to the weekend a little bit. I did some pretty cool stuff over the weekend, did some shopping as well, so I got some things to show on here. I watched some of the playoffs, I watched some college basketball, I watched the Vols try to get the win there, just didn't seem to work out.
Yeesh.
That was a tough one to watch as a fan. You want to see your team finish, and that just didn't seem to happen. But I'll kind of go first on some things to show. I got a postcard to show. It is the uh, a Rose Bowl
All right, all
postcard,
right.
a pennant there. So I was pretty got that today. Did a little shopping today. Did the and then I got me a Texas Rangers button.
God,
That's
that must
pretty.
be old.
It's got the cowboy hat there on it. So I think that's
Okay.
always the 70s to the early 80s. And then
All
this is
right.
the cool one. This is an early birthday gift. My birthday's on Wednesday, and my parents. This is an old um, pennant
Pennant.
from
Yeah.
my childhood days,
Yeah.
and so they saved it. And after I moved out, it did not come with me, and they were able to hang on to it for me. And the new trend is to put them on a pillow.
Oh.
So my mom sewed it onto the pillow. So thanks, mom and dad, for the pennant. I'll put it maybe on the backdrop here. I'll put it upstairs. I'll kind of move it around, and it'll find a home all over the place. That was
Well, I
a
mean,
really cool find.
since it's on a pillow, you can dream about your national championships you're never gonna win. I mean, come
Yeah,
on now.
I can put
Your
my head down
quarterbacks
there
you're never
later.
gonna have.
Yeah, we didn't get any in the portal there, but
Dream
yeah,
about
man, it
beating
was a
Tennessee because that's not gonna happen either.
we'll see. It was a good weekend. It was a chilly one, but played some pickleball, all that kind of good stuff. Went walking my wife went to the gym, so we pretty busy one here in town.
That's awesome. I was gonna look at going to Ice Bears on Friday night, $70 a ticket on the resale market. Ended up going downtown last night with some friends hanging out after the basketball game. We're gonna go bowling, but it was a 3 hour wait, so we just ate some food and watched football while we were out instead. Had a good time with that. Watched the little Denver Bills game before we took off. Did not stay for the overtime because we had kids and it was time to go, so watched that in the car on the way home. But yeah, it was a good weekend overall. Other than that, just hanging out.
Yep, that sounds good to me. It sounds like a pretty good, easy weekend there for you.
Oh yeah.
So with that being said, thanks for watching, everybody. You, give us a like and all that good stuff, a share on the YouTube if you would. And with that being said, we're gonna move on into the NBA. I got my pennant. I got my
Oh
Atlanta
yeah.
Hogs pennant.
You didn't even go yet.
I ain't gone yet, but I'm going. I'm going tomorrow. I'm going Monday afternoon. I'm gonna head down there with my wife. A little birthday gift to myself, I guess you could call it. I got my tickets. It's a Monday afternoon, 1 o'clock start, first NBA game. So that's something to do for me. Go down there, go to the varsity, get me a chili dog, and I want to get me a PC this time. Get back to what I know and what helps the home
Yeah.
team win.
Yeah,
So
I hear you.
I learned my lesson. Do not switch it up, but that'd be a cool time. It's something different for me and a new sporting event that I've never been to. So
I got
looking
one
forward to.
question.
Yeah, what's it?
All right, so we had Dan on here last week, and I remember that you have extended family now up there. So like, who are you going for? Like, are we
Oh,
going for the Bucks or the Hawks? Because like,
gotta go.
I know that you probably don't really. You're not like a big NBA guy. So like, which is it gonna
Oh, you
be?
got it. You got to go with the Hawks. You got to go with the home
Gotta
team.
go with the home team. Yeah.
Got to
Well,
be a
we'll see what
homer.
happens. I'm gonna
Now
be
my
going for the
wife,
Bucks then, just for you, Dan, just for you.
my wife is going for the Bucks, so she might wear her green and I might wear my red.
Oh, there you go.
Oh man,
And
we
y'all can
will.
be on the Kiss
Yeah,
Cam.
we
It'd
can
be
be on the kiss.
perfect.
We can be on the kiss cam and be the house divided right
Yeah,
there
I
in
like it.
Atlanta.
I like it.
So that'd be pretty cool. We're going to go down there and head back, do some shopping, and then stop by and eat some dinner on the way home. And yeah, it'd be fun. I'm looking forward to it. A little something different, and we'll see how that goes. But with that being said, we're gonna move on into the college football playoffs, college football national championship. 10th. Miami versus number one Indiana in Miami. That's on Monday night, January 19th. It's gonna be a game, Casper. I'm really looking forward to it. You got the top seed versus the 10 seed. So that's a little something that we don't always see. That we haven't seen,
Yeah.
as far as I know. So you got the home field advantage. This could be a really good matchup. You got Indiana from the Midwest. They're gonna go after the team from the South there in Miami, and I feel like it's been a pretty good build up for this game from what I'm seeing online. I've been trying to hear everybody's different thoughts and opinions, so I don't want to get yours, Casper. This game, it should be a good one, you think?
No. I mean, if you've watched ESPN this week, this is a blowout. Indiana wins. Go ahead and write it off. Miami sucks. They're gonna be missing half their secondary, so just Indiana wins. And I mean, I don't think it's supposed to be that good of a game. Now, I'd suggest everybody tune in personally, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's been some interesting topics here. Did you hear what Beck said yesterday in the presser?
Somebody not going to class. Okay, yeah.
I graduated 2 years ago, hadn't been to class, so it's official. College football is completely um screwed up. I'm going to use the nice language. And that right there tells you everything you need to know about college football and NIL and all that transfers, where we're at with it. It's junk. Um, but, other than that, I mean, I don't know. What's your expectations for the game? I want to hear yours because I don't want you to be biased after you hear mine.
Uh, yeah, I think it's gonna be high scoring. I think Indiana's gonna kind of get up on them and kind of put it to them early. But Miami, they got a good defensive line there, and they got some big guys, and I feel like they're hungry. But I just feel like it's gonna be really hard to slow down Indiana. Got the quarterback won the Heisman. They got the offense. They got the defense. They got the special teams. They got the fan base. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing the fan base down there and seeing how they take over the stadium. Are fans from Miami going to sell their tickets off? Are they going to go? And Miami's the team that's trying to get out there and show that they want to be there, and they are a team that's hungry. You would think so. I think it's going to be high scoring. I feel like Indiana's going to get out there and show how good they really are, and it's going to be a game. I think it's going to be one to watch. I feel like it. I'm hoping it's going to be a good game in the second half, third, fourth quarter. And Indiana, I say they're going to win by 10 or more. It's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Spread's kind of a little high, I feel like, but I guess my biggest thing is it's going to be high scoring. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be packed. It's down there in Miami. It's going to have a good atmosphere, and it's got all the things that you would want as a fan. I feel like it's all down there for you.
Yeah, I'm really curious too what you say about the fan thing. What that's like, the home game. Don't get to see that a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of college teams that play in stadiums capable, well, not capable, but that are going to host a national championship game. We're not going to play a national championship at the Big House. We're not playing a national championship at Neyland. And I guess just that's kind of a side question, but maybe we should start looking at doing that, given the current system, instead of just going for these big, NFL stadium deals. Maybe let's play this thing and move it around from school to school, conference to conference. I mean, I think I'd be okay with that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know everybody's talking about, Miami is not going to have a defense. They got that guy that's missing the first half because of the targeting. Had some guys got injured. They're pretty well beat up there on the defense after their last game, and I don't know. I'm curious to see how it goes. I think Carson Beck, like him, hate him, whatever. I, Everybody says that I'm crazy, but like he just keeps winning somehow. I don't. He hasn't really looked great, but somehow they get it done. So, curious. I think they got the right coach. I think Chris Ball's a great coach. I think Signetti's a good coach. And I think those are two names you're probably going to hear for a while in the college football world. So, this might be the start of the next. I don't know, like Alabama Clemson rivalry that we saw there quite a bit. For 5 years or so when I lived in Alabama. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think Miami. I will say this: the spread has tightened up a point today, so
Okay.
it went from
Okay.
8.5 to 7.5.
Okay.
So clearly some people must be leaning Miami. I know the matchup predictor says like 70% Indiana or something ridiculous like that. I know on paper Indiana's probably a better team, but I don't know that Miami's kind of on house money. Shouldn't even been in the thing. As from a fan Team Chaos. I'd like to see Miami win as the 10th seed that barely made it in. I kind of like that idea. Um, I feel like the rest of the country's pulling for Indiana, so I guess I'm gonna go Miami. So I'm gonna pull for. Not because I bet anything on them or anything like that, but uh, sorry, DraftKings. But I don't know. I hope it's a good game. Looking forward to watching it. It's gonna be a late one, 7:30 on a Monday. They'll have 47 and a half minutes of commercials, probably per quarter. So this thing will be over at midnight. So hope you don't have to go to work early Tuesday. I know you get Monday off, but Tuesday morning's gonna be coming early. Hopefully I don't call in. We'll see.
Yeah, those games they love to show those commercials, and I'll definitely watch it. I'll tune in. I'll try to watch all of it if I can. We'll see how long it goes, but yeah, it's I got to be at work Tuesday, so I know I can't stay up too. Hopefully, it's I just as a fan, I've seen these games in the past be close, and then there's been times we see blowouts. Georgia TCU, for example, they were eating chicken wings on the sideline. It was got so ugly that one year. So that's what you don't want to see. So I think these teams, I think they match up pretty good. I think it's okay matchup. It's something different for me. That I guess those days of seeing Alabama and Georgia and you name it, all these big teams are kind of getting caught up to a little bit. And you think it all may come back around, and those teams may have their day in the years to come with how these players move around. But I just feel like I like the quarterback. He won the Heisman. He's humble. He's honest and humble, and he don't get caught up in what's online. You don't see here, saying
No
things.
Snapchats.
Yeah, he doesn't say stuff like Beck just has a lot to say, and it's fine. As a college athlete, they give you the microphone. You can say what you want to say. I feel like there was a better way to phrase it about not going to class. So, like back in the day, you'd always hear these guys if they don't go to class, they can't play in these games because their grades. I guess they don't even check the grades anymore. I'd be curious on that.
Yeah, I mean, so I would assume he's technically enrolled in a graduate program. He's probably taken, 10 hours, like a class or whatever the minimum requirement is. And I don't even know what that is, though, but just to be honest. But that's all he's doing. And I'm sure he's taking easy classes because, like I said, he's already got a degree. He's here to play football. And,
Yeah.
the whole concept that it's, collegiate sports is a joke, anyways. So I don't know. We'll see what happens on that. I guess my one final comment on this is if
Yeah.
you look statistically at the paper of this game, this is two top five defenses. They are 1 and 2 in sacks. This should probably be a low scoring game, but I'm just going to make my bold, hot prediction that this is not a low scoring game. Okay. I don't see
Okay.
that being a thing. I think this is going to be tit for tat college football that we have come to experience a lot more these days, and I think that's what you're going to see. So I know that on paper this should probably be a low scoring game. I just don't see it being that way. Okay. I think this is really going to be an offensive battle and just going out and seeing what happens. And I just like Miami better than that. And that's what kind of why I'm leaning Miami. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool team to think I hope that they win. And I kind of don't mind the whole that's being played in Miami. I guess I don't get too caught up in it being home field advantage. I know some people might, but really I try not to think too much on that stuff. Those two teams are gonna play out on the field. It doesn't matter if it was there, if it's out in California somewhere. They're gonna play. They're gonna play for the full game and see who gets the win. But I think one of my hot takes is I think this might be one of the best games that we're gonna see in maybe the last 5 years for I feel like these two teams are going to match up well, and I may be wrong, but I really think this could be a close game, high scoring but close, and I hope Miami can keep up with them. I feel like if they get down, can we see that? Can we see Beck be able to throw the ball around and play catch up from being behind? So that's one thing I'm looking forward to seeing is if one team does fall behind, can they come back? You just don't want to see a team get out there, get down, and lay down, and then say this or that about why they're down.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm with you. So I guess see what happens. Overall, just great football we've seen, college and
Yeah,
NFL playoffs
yeah.
this year. I mean, I was talking to my buddy last night when we were eating dinner about that. I'm like, dude, there's been so many good games. Like, there's been, what, one, two, maybe three blowouts. Everything else has really been, other than those two throwaway games in the college deal. And then, the Seahawks kind of did their thing. But other than that, I mean, everything's been close pretty much every game. So at least been something to
Right.
watch up into the fourth quarter. So, um, yeah, I don't know. Love a good game. So be excited to watch it.
Yeah, last night it was great with the Broncos. That was the game, man. That was a cool one to see. And I was watching with Dad, and we were watching that one together with Mom as well. And we were really getting into it. And it's just cool to see, whether it's college or NFL, to I see these two teams compete at a high level and go back and forth. And it's like it's going to go overtime. It's going to overtime, and sure enough, it went to overtime. So that was that was a pretty cool game out there in Denver. Real quick, we're going to talk about some of these players that like to move around a lot. I'll kind of give a grade for Georgia Tech. And as the transfer, it officially closed on the 16th, but it sounds like if you in the portal, then you can still move a little bit, something like that. So
Yeah.
that's we'll see how it'll officially close here in a little bit. But these players can still choose where they want to play football at next year. But tech wise, which we'll talk about this on the Thursday show coming up with Dad when he comes on this coming Thursday. But I'll kind of go ahead and give my grade. They got a lot of players that go from big to big. Players from Alabama, Michigan. They got that running back. So at first, like I'm not a big fan of all that, but those guys came out of high school and went to the big school, and it was thought that they were good at the play there. So to get moved around's fine as long as they can find a spot on the field. And I feel like Tech can get these guys in and get them on the field. And it's a lot to look forward to for next year for me as a Georgia Tech fan. Got the new offensive coordinator, new guy on defense too. So we got two new coordinators on both sides of the ball. And at first, I've been trying to get some more facts on these guys and decide if I am a fan of these of the hires when they could have got some better names. But they went with the buddy system, which is fine. That gives us some more money, which you got to look at the big picture. I'm not always the best at it, but I'm trying to get better at it, of understanding the process. And we paid that running back from Michigan a bunch of money, at 2.3 million or something, to come on down to Atlanta. And I guess my biggest take on next year's team, we went from being a throw the ball around, win 35 to 17, win 42 to whatever. And I think things have changed, and we are going to be a ground and pound, run the ball, win 14-3. It's just all good, but as long as that defense has to stop the other team. So that's, I guess I give them like a B on the transfer portal this year for Georgia Tech. It's a pretty friendly score. I don't give A's, I don't give tens on the show, but I will give a B minus, something like that on the for this cycle. Coaching wise, you just got to get them in there and let's see what they can do next year. Let's get them in, and hopefully we can bring them in and they will stay. They won't run off to Florida and other schools like what happened with the offensive coordinator. You got a taste of some money and a taste of a chance, and you can't blame the man for going. Go out there and go to Florida and see what happens. So we got our guys here in Atlanta. That's all I really care about. Once players or coaches leave, then be gone, whatever. Go do your thing, and we'll catch you later. But I just want to get your thoughts on Tennessee, Casper. Do you feel like they did pretty good?
Uh, I don't know. I can't. I don't think you can give a thought. Talk to me in August. I mean, we'll still see what happens with spring and summer, and we still don't really have another quarterback. I would assume we're going to go through the spring at this point and see what we got with Faison Brandon and McIntyre, and then see who we need to get, and then maybe catch the odd man out. I think maybe the possible one to look at for quarterback is Raiola, as Dante Moore comes back to Oregon and puts Raiola on the bench after he signs the contract up there. So does he really want to be number two? I doubt it. So we'll see what happens there. I don't know. I mean, we got all those guys from Penn State that came with the defensive guy, but I don't know. We'll see. The whole portal's stupid. I don't know. I'm proud of you for trying to keep up with what's going on with Tech, but I made the decision last year that like I'm just not going to waste my time, effort in trying to keep up because you just don't even know who's going to be on the team. I mean, we had Arian Carter gets like I'm going to the draft. Now he's like I'm in the portal, and then now he's like, well, I might come back to Tennessee as long as y'all pay me, and that could be a big difference on the team, and with a new defensive coordinator coming in and stuff like that. I don't know what if we really want him or not. So, um, I don't know. Like I said, talk to me in August. We know who's going to be on these teams. It's just it irritates me so bad. I can't spend that much time in it, and I don't think I'm alone in that. And I think that's something that the NCAA and ESPN and all them that's making all the money off this stuff need to add in. Is like this is frustrating as a fan. I mean, I liked it better when we knew we had red shirt this, red shirt that, starting this next year, playing next year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
I don't really like this whole thing. This I saw a post yesterday, I think, on the internet, and this whole NIL thing. Do you remember what it started for? Freaking the college football game that we used to play all the time when we were
Oh
kids
yeah.
and loved. They wanted to bring it back, but they had to figure out how to pay the players. So the plan was jersey sales, video game. And then it's turned into this thing now. It's just like we're buying players from universities, and that's not what it was meant to be. And they've got to figure out some way to dial it back, um, because it's unacceptable to have somebody like Carson Beck come out and talk crap about the school part of it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't blame him. That's again, like we've said on here, this is not a player issue. This is a system issue. So fix the system. Um, I was listening to you guys' podcast from Thursday, and he said, don't want to be like the pros. It is the pros. Like it's unfortunate, but it is, and it will run some fans off. So those, a couple guys, I'm sure, like I did, they don't watch professional football, and they're not going to watch college football when it turns into the pros. So, um, pretty much there. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
But
we're
Tennessee did okay.
okay. That's good to hear. That's yeah. I was trying to keep up some of the Tennessee stuff, and I saw more of the names from they're coming in from Penn State on the defensive side. So that's something good to see. I mean, they got their coach for defense. I think that's going to be a big change. They're going to stick with what they got on the quarterback. Kind of seems like they didn't go get anybody. So, we'll see what the roster looks like. Kind of like you said, we'll have to wait a little bit. We'll see how it all looks. And, I hope there's some good change on Rocky Top as we get closer to the next football season. Right quick, baseball team for Georgia Tech. We are the number 2 team in the polls, which there's all kind of different polls out there, but one of the polls got us at ranked number 2. So we're getting close to that kicking off. Get down there to see some games for baseball. Got a new coach, good young new coach. He kind of brought back the energy as it was getting a little stale. I feel like, in my opinion, with Coach Danny Hall. So he's retired, moved on to his next phase of his life, and we got the new guy to take over the reins. Looking forward to baseball season coming soon. All right, here we go. Here we go, Casper. NFL playoffs. We got the 6 Bills at the number 1 Broncos, top seed. I could get on here and just rip the Bills a new one, but I'm gonna try not to. Game was it was one of the probably the best games I've seen this year. I guess I could say that. Josh Allen is a really good quarterback for the Bills. He just can't seem to get over the hump, in my opinion. Just someone maybe say he chokes the big games away, and they often get blocked by other teams when they want to advance to a Super Bowl or get very close. They get close and they get blocked. It seems like each year. So those players, I'd be curious what they can do to get over the hump over in Buffalo. But Josh Allen fumbled the ball going into halftime. Just kind of made a mistake. At that point, you just got to take your points and go to the house. Go to the halftime. He fumbles. The Broncos kicked the field goal there late, and just man, it was just back and forth. Just as a fan's point of view in this game, back and forth, and I love it. I was sitting there at the couch with my dad watching this game, and we were like, "Oh, baby, here we go. It's gonna go to overtime. It's gonna do this. It's gonna do that." And sure enough, that's what happened. I thought it was pretty good calls there at the end. There's some of the officiating. People can have this or that to say about how the Broncos won the game, the whole how the got the ball at the same time, and it was like a tiebreaker going down to the ground. Broncos guy rips it away. Broncos get the ball. Um, but Bo Nix, he played a great game. Looked like had an ankle injury, so he's going to be out for the remainder of the playoffs. So that's a big blow. Anytime you're starting quarterback, especially in the NFL, goes down, and it's 6 man up. It's from my understanding. So I like that game, Casper. So it's going to hear hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great game. You know, I've kind of been a Buffalo Bills fan for like, I don't know, the last 7-ish years. Kind of pulled for in the NFL, just kind of who I like because I like Josh Allen. My uncle Kevin, big Bills fan, from Buffalo and all that. Talked about going there as a kid and all that. So like, I've kind of always liked them. I've never really got that much in the Titans, that much in the Falcons. Tried, just not. But I don't know. Kind of always watched them, like them. But I'm a believer that Josh Allen's a choker, and I thought for a second yesterday that I was going to see that change, and I did not see that change. If you go look at the stat line for this game, it's disgusting. You run down here, and they dominate every stat except for 5 turnovers. That does not win football games. We talked earlier about how we've had all these good games this year, and I don't have it in front of me, but I bet if you went and looked, the team that won the turnover margin probably won almost every single one of these games. They got 100 more yards, 6 more first downs, converted on third, better, basically 25% better. Um, I mean, scored in the red zone more than the Bills. Dominated the ball 40 minutes. Like, they beat them basically, just turned the ball over. And that's unfortunate. Hate it for him. But unfortunately, Josh Allen going to do what Josh Allen going to do. Maybe it's time to reevaluate him up there in Buffalo. I don't know. Hate to hear about Bo Nix's ankle. I was really looking forward to the game between Bo Nix and Drake May coming up. But I guess, we'll see what happens. Jarrett Stidham
Mm.
making the start. Stidham.
Oh.
He went to a good old Auburn University, baby. So
Oh.
he's not good at winning. Um, that's terrible. That really is bad. But I guess he played. Did he play this year? I'm trying to look. No, I don't know that he's played. Didn't
I
Bo
don't.
Nix get hurt for a little bit?
He may have, and he may have. I think I saw a stat. He's like 1-3, maybe, in some starts or something like that,
Okay,
possibly.
yeah. I mean, I hope that at least have a good football game. I don't know if you saw the line. We started this podcast pretty close after the game ended, but they put it out New England -4.5. So got them as 4.5 point favorite. I think with the quarterback being out, I think that's fair assessment. Which we'll talk about, I guess, that game here in a minute. But we'll see what happens. They also have Sam Ellinger, the dude from Texas, I believe. Don't think I've seen him play in the NFL yet, but he's like their third. So we'll see what they have ready to go. Um, I don't know. I'm looking right now. It says he's inactive, so I don't know what they're doing in case of Jarrett Stidham getting hurt. I don't know if Ellinger will be back to active. That might be something with the roster they have to do. Put Bo Nix on the IR or whatever. So we'll see what happens there. I don't know. Looking forward to it. Thought it was a really good game yesterday. Like I said, we were at the out downtown. Everybody in the whole place was watching. It was a really good game to watch. So that's what we like to see.
Yeah, it was a game to watch. Halftime was a 20-10 Broncos, and then we got to a 30-30 at the end of the fourth quarter. So it went to overtime, and the Broncos got the win 33-30 on the game-winning 24-yard field goal.
Yeah.
So the kicker comes into play, and you gotta have a good one there on your team to kick field goals, and they got one, and he got hit the field goal to win. So that was cool to see, and that place was packed. They got a big fan base, and they've been down for, I think I heard, 10 years, as they haven't been to the playoffs since Peyton left.
Yeah. I guess the
So
controversy in that game, did you think it was a pick?
I thought it was. I thought it was. I thought it was. Yeah.
Okay. And then, you didn't pass interference. How'd you feel about that?
He tackled him, so I feel like it was like a late one, but he definitely took him to the ground, and that
I
that DB was upset with the ref there at the very end, and I think that was
slammed his
uncalled
helmet
for.
on the ground. Yeah, I hope he gets fined for that. I guess as far as the pass interference goes, I thought it was a fine call. I did think there was one the other way in the fourth quarter, and I was like, wait a minute, though. Like we could have called that one too, which would have also put it in the same thing. The guy I was eating dinner with last night had a really interesting point that I completely forgot to put in the notes or anything. So I hope you're okay with this. Uh, so I think, man, you've had the conversation before about like changing the college rule to be an NFL rule. He was saying that he thinks it's dumb that it's a spot foul in the NFL because you get these late game situations and it makes it basically be make or break. Like if you get pass interference, you put somebody in field goal range in a tie game, it's over. And I thought that was interesting. Um, but what's your initial to that? And then I have a possible solution to getting around the issue.
Yeah, I think in the college I like the 15 yards, and in the pros I'm not know if I'm a big fan of if you throw it 45 yards and then you pass interfere, then you got a 45-yard penalty. So I guess my biggest take is I like the college and I like the pros.
Yeah, so in college, obviously, to me, the downside is that you see guys get beat, and I think they coach them now at that age. Like you get beat, tackle them because we'd rather give up 15 yards and 7 points. Um, I guess my solution, and this is out there, and this goes into replay and intent and things that we don't really want to officiate overall. But one possible suggestion that is just out there for people to throw out. And you can ask your buddies at work this. Anybody that listens to the show, feel free to blast this on, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify comments, whatever on this one, okay? But what if we make pass interference similar to basketball and we call it a flagrant and we judge off intent? Where if you run straight through somebody, like in a college game when you get beat, for example, you see guys do this on a regular basis. Don't turn their head, run straight through them. They're not really making an attempt at the ball. They're just making an attempt at them not catching the ball, right? And we call that a flagrant. We make that a spot foul. And then if it's just, making a play but a little too soon, early contact, but you got your eye on the ball, you turn your head, maybe that's a 15-yarder. I don't know. I know that that's a lot we talk about, but we do it in college basketball. We call flagrants or not, and that's an intent call, and it's basically the same thing. And I think maybe that's something to look at in football. And I know that would add time to games and more replays that people don't want to hear about. And obviously, it puts the officials at a risk, but I kind of think it'd be better overall. The whole last minute, we had the same situation in the Ole Miss game. Like, was that pass interference?
Yeah.
So, I feel like it also gives you that option to call a lesser call and maybe even say it's not 15 yards or maybe say it's not an automatic first down if it's accidental. But then if it's intentional, then, just go ahead and drop the hammer. What you think?
Yeah, I feel like you see these guys, man, they just don't even try. And I I think they'll get coached to just basically tackle the guy.
Yeah.
Because do you want to get a penalty or do you want to give up a touchdown? So might as well just take that penalty. And I think if they could, it might cost the game a little bit of time, but if you could take a look at it, review these, and then it goes down the route of do you want to review penalties, pass interference penalties, which I thought that was a thing in the NFL, but I guess that went back a couple years ago to where it's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
As a fan, it might slow it down. It might cost the time of the game a little bit, but I would maybe even want to say let's take a look at these and make sure it truly was pass interference.
I think if you can go to the expedited reviews like they're doing in the NFL, where we don't take a bunch of time. There's somebody sitting in a booth, watches it, makes a call.
Yeah.
I think you could do it. I think it would be okay. Um, Definitely a tough one, but I don't know. It's something worth looking at because of some of the negligence in attempting to make a play we see in college. And then also, like, sometimes in the NFL, I feel like the guys just don't know the exact timing trying to turn their head. But I don't know. I'd be curious to hear, particularly, what some of the older heads would have to say about that rule. I know that they really don't love replay a lot of times, but it was interesting to hear my buddy say the perspective about I wish they get rid of spot foul. I've never heard anybody say that actually, and I started thinking about it. I was like, it really does end some of these NFL games. So I don't know. See what happens.
Yep, we'll have to see next weekend as the Patriots will take on the Broncos. We'll see how that all goes. I got the Broncos going pretty far. I feel like I'm a Broncos guy. I feel like it's a team to go for, and I like the uniform. But I like the orange, top they wear sometimes. That looks really good. All right, so let's go to this night game, Saturday night game. 49ers at the Seahawks, got the 6 versus the 1 seed. I don't have much on this game, Casper, than it was a blowout. It was
Belt
ugly.
to butt.
It was over early. Seahawks got out front, and just the halftime was 24-6, and the final was 41-6, and it was one of those games where I don't know, the 49ers they just laid down, and that's what you don't want to see as a fan. And you want to see these games be close, which they can't all be close. They all can't be great games, but at least give me something to watch, and that was not something to watch.
Yeah, I mean, San Francisco or Seattle's pretty good. San Francisco, I don't know. Brock Purdy may not be it. He had his time. He looked really good, and then, McCaffrey, he's great, but God, he's always getting hurt or getting dinged somewhere. And, curious to see how they move forwards at San Francisco. Sam Darnold just out here getting it done, 124 yards, somehow scored 41 points. So congratulations to him on that. If the Seahawks can run the ball like that, they did yesterday, they will beat anybody they play. That's my opinion.
Yeah, it's going to be a team to watch. Seahawks are a team that some people may not like them or care for them, but don't think that much about them with being up Seattle. But they got a good defense, and I think that's going to be a team it's going to be one to watch. And then Yes, one just finished up a little bit ago. We got the Texans. They were a 5 seed. At the Patriots, they were a 2 seed. It was a snowy, wintry mix. Looked like game. I didn't get to catch any in this game. I was out playing pickleball and whatnot. But
That's a good
Patriots,
one.
man, they're gonna be a team to watch. I feel like they got a good coach. He was at the Titans. Titans didn't care for him, I guess. Didn't win enough. Got rid of him. He's still got a lot of coaching in him, and he's proven it to the Titans and everybody else that hey, I'm the coach and I'm good and I'm gonna take care of my business and I'm gonna go and get these wins. And he's in the playoffs and he got that one down. And he's gonna move on to the next one. And I like old Mike, and I think he's gonna make a good run. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're getting lucky not having Bo Nix playing for the Broncos. We'll see what happens. The game today, I mean, Drake May fumbled the ball 4 times. I know you didn't get to watch it. He fumbled 4 times, lost two. The only reason that they ended up really winning that game is because C.J. Stroud threw 4 interceptions. Which part of that was later in the game, the weather. I mean, when it's ice and snow falling out of the sky, I mean, it is what it is. But golly, I love watching football in the snow. I got this Chicago Rams game on right now, and it's also the same. I'll be watching this one till it's over tonight because I'm excited to watch it as well. But really curious to see what happens. I think the Patriots look pretty solid. Obviously, they got to take it on the road now. It's not going to be a home game. I would assume it's going to be nice and cold in Denver next weekend. So we'll see what happens. Definitely be tuned in. That's the early game next week, 3 o'clock, 3:30, something like that. So be ready to see what happens on that one.
Okay, then you got the Rams and the Bears at the five. Rams versus two Bears. It is 7-7 as the show is being recorded. So I just right quick on this game, man. I got the Rams winning this game. It's kind of one of the picks upstairs with my wife. We do a little picks on the NFL, and hope the Rams can get it done. The Bears, they came back and beat the Packers, so we'll see. Like their team, we'll see. We'll just have to see about the Bears. I don't have a lot to say about them. Just other than they got in the playoffs, they won last week, and they're gonna, we're gonna see what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, at some point their luck's got to run out, right? They're at home, which helps them here in this game. I don't know. We'll see. Stafford, I would like to see the Stafford Drake May matchup in the Super Bowl just to go MVP on MVP, right? Like that's the top two at this point. So I would like to see that matchup, but I don't know. We'll see what they got. Caleb Williams got his hand a little beat up. He's still throwing the ball, but he hasn't looked great here as we've been recording. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Y'all be sure to watch. I'll probably pull in for the Rams, just being honest. But just because I don't like Caleb Williams, I actually kind of like the Bears. But you know, we'll see what happens.
I got some news of the week for the NFL. Matt LaFleur has agreed to a term with the Packers, so he will stick around multi-year contracts. What it sounded like on my end. So that was a little surprising. We got Dan's thought on that last Sunday on the show.
Yeah.
So that was unique. And then the Falcons have hired Kevin Stefanski from the Browns. He was a former Browns coach, and I don't love the hire, honestly. I'm not really a Falcons guy, but they close by to where I live, so I'm gonna at least kind of keep an eye on them. And I would like to see them maybe get somebody else, but he's got the experience, I guess, and maybe it just wasn't working out with the Browns. Now he's down here with the Falcons. We'll see how he gets his players in and goes through the draft and whatnot, see who sticks around and who goes. But the Falcons, I'd like to see him do something. Just put out a little more effort than what I've seen in the past.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. The Browns, Stefanski, a lot of people think he's a decent coach. Again, the Browns just one of those teams, man. They can't ever get their life together. You look at a team like the Patriots. They had their good years, they had their down years, and it looks like maybe they've already found a home again in 5 years. So, see. Hopefully the Falcons can get something going. It'd be good for the Southeast in general to get a good NFL team going. It would help football overall down here just because everybody's only worried about college and honestly them sucking doesn't help. So
Yeah, they are not a very good team, and maybe they can get it turned around. All right, here we go, Casper. College basketball. Georgia Tech at NC State. I'm a proud Georgia Tech fan. They got the
me too.
win. In
Me too today, baby.
NC, oh yeah, NC State, man, they got a fan base, Casper. And I don't know. I guess I don't keep up with NC State.
Boo.
Football team, they have a lot of fans. Basketball team, the fans were into it. It looked like it was probably sold out in that arena. And we sent them all home quiet. And yeah, it's packed house rowdy. And first half, Tech played really good. They got the lead there early on to it, and then halftime they didn't. Halftime they were down 35-34. Got a little cheapy there right before halftime. A little push and a little shove. These players had a little something to say going into halftime. And just second half, Georgia Tech came out. And what I don't get as a fan, it drives you crazy, is when your team plays really good on the road, but then they play at the home place and they just play like crap. I don't get it, and they have no motivation to play at home. There's not many people there. The vibe is down at Georgia Tech compared to other games that I watch. And but this game they come out, and I don't know if it's just in the coaching or the players. I know Dad he enjoys that I stay positive on the show about the basketball team, and I try to. Last week I was very positive, and he said I can just cut that out whenever I'm ready. But I'm still gonna watch every game. I'm still gonna keep
Hey,
up with
beat
it.
NC State. We'll take it. We'll take it.
So we got the win, and we got the win 78-74. And I watched that game, and it was like I wish we could play that good next week against Clemson. We're playing them next Saturday, coming up here on Saturday down there in Atlanta. But got the win. We'll move on, and we'll see how we shake out against Clemson, which is a top-ranked team. And each game is in the conferences. There's not any easy games in the ACC. It doesn't seem like they're all each week, bam, 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 tough.
There's not any games easy anywhere anymore in any sport just because of the NIL and the fact that the money's spread out. Like, I mean, it evens these teams out. I mean, the SEC, Big Ten, Big East, whatever you want to call it, it don't matter. They're all tough. So I look at Tennessee's schedule and I say, think the same thing. And I've come to the realization that it is about the spread of the money and that everybody has some. So, like, the players are going for the money, not for where they want to go. Uh, One thing on the fan base of Georgia Tech that's really hard on sport like basketball and even football when y'all aren't winning is just like, I mean, you have the Hawks. You're going to a Hawks game this year. You're probably not going to go to Georgia Tech basketball game. Sorry, I'm just calling you out on it. But like that makes it hard for them to get people to show up, particularly when they're not good, right? So, I don't know. Y'all battle on till you play Carolina and then choke.
I had the exact option to go to the Hawks or to go to the Tech game wait to go to the Tech game Saturday or to go to the Hawks game Monday. And you heard what I picked. So that's how that's going to go as a Tech fan. And real quick, some fans might want to change for the coach, but he proved himself that he can win the games when it all works out his way. So I feel like in the past, Tech is very well known for their coaching to win just enough games to keep their job for a while and then eventually get tired of it. So I think this might be the same path we're going to go down.
Yeah, I hear
But
you.
there we go. So let's just get into it. Tennessee versus Kentucky. It was in Knoxville, Saturday, 12 o'clock. Big crowd, looked like pretty good crowd. It was
I could have gone. I got
uh
offered a ticket and skipped.
okay. So
Thank
Tennessee
God.
led all game long, up by 15 plus points there at one point, and they just let Kentucky come back a little bit. Halftime was 42-31 balls. I was watching this game as well. It was all on the same time as the Tech game. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to watch both at the same time, keep up with it, and just Tennessee, man, they come out and they played very well, and just I don't know what the collapse is, and I'm not sure what it is, and you might, Casper, but to have that kind of lead and then just kind of let it go away, I don't understand.
I mean, you just turn the ball over and they start getting scrappy, and you just let them dig in. You let them dig in. You let them dig in, and this is where you end up. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Um, I mean, turnovers really weren't that bad. You got rebounds, played good, just got beat, unfortunately. I mean, you know, I there's if you look at the stats this game, there's not really anything. I didn't watch most of this game. I was out shopping, because everybody else was. I unfortunately knew how this is going to go. Unfortunately, Tennessee, man, I just think they have a little bit of suck in them. Like they also have some really good streaks, but they're a streaky team, you know. Um, and it's Kentucky. It's a rivalry game. Kentucky's Kentucky. Tennessee's Tennessee, and that ranking is gone. And I mean, I don't know. It's tough. I was double pulling for Tennessee, but that's probably why they lost.
Yeah, Tennessee gets beat 80-78, and then it kind of come down to the very end. Kentucky got the lead with about 30 seconds to go, and it was getting chippy there towards the end, and there was a free throw at the very end. And I'm sure everybody's gonna have their own thought on this, and this is my opinion: we had to miss it, so we intentionally missed it. Clock ran out, and then Kentucky must have some players that have a lot to say, and I get it. It's a rivalry game. They're not that far away. A lot of build up in these players' minds and how it all goes out with the money and why they picked their school and whatnot. Anyway, so the game's over with. I felt like Tennessee took their loss fair, didn't have anything to say, and then Kentucky started chirping their mouth a little bit, and the coach from Kentucky runs down the court, yanks that player that had something to say, got him out of the situation, and then there's a couple of guys for it wasn't any kind of it kind of it I'll just kind of get to it. It kind of reminded me of a Joey Logano fight, NASCAR style fight. It's just kind of what it felt. They had the vibe of a NASCAR disagreement. Everybody starts getting scrappy, and then everybody gets in the middle of it and tries to calm everybody down. That's kind of what it reminded me of. It reminded me of a good old NASCAR disagreement, and that's kind of how I would sum it up. But it was, I mean, whatever. Just get beat. We got beat. We didn't have anything to say about it. Kentucky had a lot of build up in themselves to have something to say. And, the TV probably loves it, and they were definitely showing it. But it was
I mean,
glad
it's
it
it's a
all.
great comeback win for
Yeah.
Kentucky. Like as a Tennessee fan, you have to respect that. But it's I mean it's a rivalry. It's just like anything, and we've got them a couple times in the last few years, and they're going to enjoy theirs, and I don't blame them. But unfortunately, this is a whole issue with how we teach kids in sports and NIL and AAU and all this stuff. They're crummy when they get to college. Like they don't know how to act. So happens.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. All right, so next week you got Clemson at Clemson at Georgia Tech at the 12 o'clock, and then next Saturday you got Tennessee at Alabama at 8:30 on ESPN. And then also North Carolina. We'll do a little North Carolina talk on here real quick. They played Stanford. That was one of your picks. They got beat 95-90. UNC got beat by Cal 84-78. What you got, Casper?
Hey, go on the West Coast. Lose. I mean, you fly out there middle of the week and you play two games and your whole schedule's messed up and you lose. And we shouldn't be playing West Coast teams in Atlantic Coast Conference. It is what it is. Doesn't surprise me one bit. I know I picked them. I thought maybe they had it. They've shown life. Also, like Tennessee, though, they have a suck streak. So hopefully they can put it away. We'll see what happens. Good news for them is I think they have some games they can win coming up. Notre Dame. Then you go to Virginia. Then you go to Georgia Tech. That should be cakewalk on the road there in Atlanta, I would think. So we'll see what happens. But no, y'all probably beat us just because I'm talking smack like it usually happens over the last 15 years or 20 years, me knowing you now. But I don't know. We'll see. Tennessee's going to lose, though, in case you didn't catch their schedule. At Alabama, at Georgia, that's two losses right there. So you can go ahead and write Tennessee off for the year.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's what it's looking like, and we'll have to see how many wins we can get the rest of the year. Yeah, I agree with the whole West Coast thing. Why are they in our conference if they're out west? They're just not doesn't make sense at all. Money, 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 money. Yeah, so that's how some of those games went this weekend. We got a little bit of time, so we're gonna get into it. 28 days till the Daytona 500. Won't be long. I'm looking forward to it. Some of the paint schemes have been coming out, and we got the Clash here 2 weeks before that. So that's all coming along really well. Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Wild West Shootout out west there with the late models. I keep up with all the dirt late models. Casper and I do. And so that's wrapping up tonight. Davenport will hopefully we'll see him run well. Maybe he'll do
No,
something.
I'm looking at it right now. He's
Okay.
wrecked. They're working on his car right now. He just got
Uh,
wrecked in the heat. I'm trying to see what happened right now. It looks like we have got the right front absolutely junked, and I see a tow truck on the way. So, yay.
Not a good, not what I wanted to hear. Volusia is going to kick off this weekend. We got the Outlaws and some other series down there. Sounds like with some of the crates and whatnot going on down there. So that's something to I'll keep an eye out for that. I'll be watching that one this weekend, which hopefully that'll be bigger track, high speed. And y'all you and JP went a couple years back, so you know a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's gonna be cold, and they can have fun down there at Sunside Nationals. I'll watch it as much as I can. I'm going out of town next weekend. It does look like we got turboed here, somehow, some way. I don't know if it was on the initial start, but we were under turbo, and we ended up in the fence. So I'll be curious to watch the full replay.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, that's not what you want as a fan of Jonathan Davenport.
Uh-huh.
All right, that will about wrap that up, and we'll go move into the picks of the weekend. I'll go ahead and start with mine on my end. Pittsburgh at Georgia Tech. I picked Tech to get the win in basketball. Did not happen. Texans Steelers. I had the Tech. That was a terrible. That was a bad pick. I don't know what I was thinking. I had the Texans keep it close or win.
Okay, hold on. Sorry. So, Turbo, God have mercy, brother. We were leading on the initial start. Turbo's on the outside. We beat him into turn one. He gets pissed off, slings it in turn three, and just runs right across the nose, shoves in the wall. If they don't fight, I'm gonna be pissed. Sorry.
Oh, we got Turbo. I like that. I like that one. I like that saying.
Tail
And
log
then
here.
so Texans was a bad pick on my end, and then Tennessee versus Kentucky. I had Tennessee to win that game. Did not happen. It was a close, but close don't count. All right. And then Casper on his end had the Texans win by three more, so they won by four more. So that was that. Carolina over Stanford. UNC did not beat Stanford, and then JD to win last night's Wild West Shootout Saturday night's race. That did not happen. So picks of this weekend. Here we go. I got beat. So now the score is 5-5. So Casper has tied Dwat on the picks there. So we'll move on into this weekend. Miami versus Indiana. Give me Indiana to cover the spread and go 16-0. And I'm going to the Bucks in the Hawks game. There's no spread yet that I saw, but I'm going to say give me the Hawks to get the win Monday night or afternoon. Georgia Tech is to host Clemson in college basketball. I'm going to say Clemson's going to get the win in Atlanta on next Saturday. All right, Casper, what you got?
I'm trying to get a spread for the Hawks game pulled up here.
Okay.
I'm trying to. All right, I have Miami versus Indiana to go over 47.5. Like I said, everybody probably thinks it should be a low scoring game. It probably should be on paper. I don't get that feeling. I think we're talking like 32-32 kind of game, maybe 32-28. Okay. It's how I'm feeling. Looking forward to watching it. Other than that, give me Carolina over Notre Dame in basketball. Hopefully that's not the kiss of death for my Tar Heels. And last but not least, give me Miami, and I'm going to change it to the updated spread I just
Okay.
saw because I'm that confident. Give me Miami, plus 7.5 over Indiana. I would take Miami money line, but I'm gonna take the layup because it's out here on the table and it is allowed. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'll take the points. But let's see, Bucks at Hawks. Looks like it is Hawks 1.5 is the
Oh,
spread.
okay.
So
Oh yeah. Give me the Hawks on the spread
yeah,
for sure. That's kind of a
okay.
low spread. I like that. All right. I guess that about wrapped up the picks. So we got some time. So we're gonna do one last thought. My niece is gonna start school at Tennessee, so I'll do a little. Got me a haircut as well as
Looks
this
nice.
weekend.
Looks nice.
So my niece is gonna start at Tennessee. Tuesday's her first day of class, so I hope the best for her. This is something new for her. She has moved schools, and she's gonna go over to the University of Tennessee. And my other thought is bass fishing. Got to talk with the Randy on the last show about that. Got to learn more about it. It sounded fun to keep up with. So that's something I have to check who won, but that's something I've learned to get into, and I'm gonna go when they go to Knoxville. I want to check out the expo and all that good stuff. What you got, Casper?
My this is sorry, I didn't know how to do this. I have a few I could go with. I could just complain about the transfer. I've probably done that enough on this show. I could talk about how great Miami is. Let's go with uh the pass interference. Okay. I really think that we need to look at pass interference overall in football on both levels. I also want to see college and NFL basically essentially match up the rules package the same. I don't really want any differences in the rules. Narrow it up, change the overtime rules to the college rules, change the college kick game, change that to the NFL kicking rules, move the extra points back in college. Like I'm 100% on board with just like I make them the same, and then I would like to see the look at the pass interference. The more I thought about it, I thought that was actually a decent idea. I know a lot of people say I'm on crack, but I don't know. I really like judging intent and then determining what the penalty should be based on that. So I guess that's pretty much all I have. Um,
Um,
Roll Tide.
I like it. All right. Well, we're going to close it down. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube. You can follow us on the X, Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. I'm getting out the clips there for the content for the pages. But yeah, it's if you got any fan mail, if you got any pictures of any events you go to or stadiums, I got that one from my sister, Amy. She sent me a picture of the Volunteers football stadium, so that was a really cool picture there. I like that. If you got any kind of fan mail like that, or questions or comments, you can put them in the comments in the video on Spotify or the YouTube. But that being said, we're gonna close it down and say see you in the next one.